Good morning, TE15E. This is Dennis speaking. You will notice that I'm not in the classroom standing before you right now, but let's take a look at what you will do in my absence. Firstly, please note what we are in the project of writing the healthcare text. We started that work last week by reading an article. Anyway, today, you'll notice that I'm logged in as a student. Thank you, student. And this is the front page of Schoolsoft. I clicked Wednesday to see what's happening Wednesday. I also note that, please, student, read your messages. 141, come on. And then we see 820, that's now alternative plan English. Let's check it out. Let's go. Right, so 3 simple steps. Number 1, watch instructional video. That's this video, so you're watching it. Number 2, read a text. Number 3, write a short summary according to these instructions. If you click these instructions, that takes you here. So this quick overview, we get a link to the instructions document for the entire assignment that looks like this. You have access to that in several ways. Then goes on to here, saying we should be studying the source material. We're talking about 2 articles, one of which you read last week. We should be able to read both of them, or you should have read one and you're reading one today. We want to catch the main idea or purpose of both text and note the most important pieces of content or the aspects or issues brought up by the authors. Then and only then are we ready to move on to interpretation and opinion, which will be a part of your final text. So if we already finished Article 1, we are ready to move on to Article 2. It's from the National Review. So a different publication. The text is an answer to the text that you read last week, which is something to take with you when you start the reading. Other than that, you apply just your general reading strategies when your job is to create a summary. To be able to do that, you need to close read, really. You need to really grasp the content of the text. You take notes while you read. You summarize the main point or purpose of this text. What does the text do? What does it want to do? You note down the key aspects, preferably from each paragraph, and say, what was the point of this paragraph? Maybe it's a couple of paragraphs. You note down and look up any important words or terminology. Might be terminology you are unfamiliar with and need to understand to be able to comprehend the entire text, or it might be subject-specific vocabulary that is important for the text and that you can then use in your own production. You may want to use the chart I supplied you with last time to organize your notes. This is not a must. This is a suggestion from me for how you can organize the material when you read. Anyway, when you're done reading and you've taken some notes, compare your notes with a partner. Short discussion. Did you note the same key aspects? Did you pick up the same important information? Did you see the main point or purpose of the text in a similar fashion, or do you have completely different views? If so, why? You need to straighten that out. And then you move on to the active production portion of the lesson, which is to individually write a summary of 50 to 100 words. Okay, and the summary should follow these guidelines. Well, it should contain the main point of the article. You should express what the main point is, the idea, the purpose. It should bring up 3 important factors, facts, aspects, or issues mentioned by the author to arrive at that main point or fulfill that idea. You will write in your own words. The summary should start with a clear and complete source reference that mentions the author, the article, and the publication. You should aim for a neutral and formal language, something we have practiced in previous writing already, but we noted also that we had issues, so we need to practice it a little bit more. You avoid an author's voice. You should not be heard or seen in this text that you produce today. You do this, for instance, by avoiding first-person pronouns. And what are they? 2 seconds to think about that. 1, 2. Yes, the first-person pronouns are I and me. Also, you stay neutral by avoiding value words. That's adjectives of emotional connotations that shows you evaluating the content. You avoid those. You stay neutral. You don't have an opinion. You only report, retell, give account. Also, you avoid slang, contractions, abbreviations, colloquialisms, to be as formal as possible. You aim to include some subject-specific language. In that case, it's relevant vocabulary to the topic of the article. You aim to use attributive tags. Some examples here. According to, Frank argues that, the author explains, Professor Frank also notes, etc., etc. You also create structure by including linking words to show relation between the different parts of your summary. Some examples might be furthermore, additionally, moreover. These all add information. Obviously, you have to consider, are you adding information or are you contrasting information? Use appropriate linking words. One example of such a summary is this. This is a summary written by students in another class after reading the text that you read last week. And it goes, Robert H. Frank, economics professor at Cornell University, claims in his article What Sweden Can Tell Us About Obamacare, published in the New York Times in 2013, that the US can learn from Sweden in terms of healthcare systems. This is a full and complete source reference. So that's all fine and dandy. The author states that Sweden spends less than half the amount of money per capita on healthcare. He adds that Sweden's system is more effective. Professor Frank exemplifies this by stating that infant mortality rates are lower and males ages something are less likely to die any given year, it should say. A last aspect mentioned is that even though waiting times are an issue, that is still positive in terms of efficiency due to hospitals staying at or near capacity. This fulfills pretty much all of the guidelines listed here and may act as a model for what you should be producing today. When you have finished such a summary, but the content, of course, is different, you should post that in your portfolio. Thank you and good luck.